expect to beat the Frenchman either, and he did. So he's just got to go in there and give it his all. It's a 3-round fight. It's a sprint in the amateurs, and you just got to try and score as much as you can.
Well, excellent to hear from you, Willie. I know you got a 2 o'clock appointment. You can watch the fight and head for that. Thanks for your time.
All right, thanks, Ron.
There's 1984 silver medalist Willie DeWitt. Let's get right to Scott Oak and Russ Amber for the bout.
Ron, if anyone had told David Defiagbon a month ago he'd have a date with Felix Savon in the Olympic heavyweight final, he would have said that's all I can ask for, and now here he is with a shot at the greatest heavyweight there is. It is David Defiagbon of Halifax in the red, Felix Savon of Cuba in the blue, reigning world champion, defending Olympic gold medalist in the heavyweight class, but really is in a class by himself, has won 5 straight world titles, first man to do that. Coach Amber, what must David Defiagbon do?
Scott, I have a feeling that this fight is going to be fought in the first round. That this is going to determine the outset of this fight. If David Defiagbon can pull away with a little bit of a lead after the first 3 minutes of boxing, he's got a shot, because that's when Savon is at his most vulnerable. He's cold when he comes into the ring. You can see there's no sweat on him. But if he waits and falls behind and he's trailing after 1 round, then that Cuban machine just kicks into gear and it becomes well-oiled again, and the task will then even become more difficult. But David has that long, gangly style that could cause a lot of problems for Savon, and if he can shut the scoring target down, you know he's got a shot at this guy.
Well, I venture into new territory when I say this, Russ, but Savon, as you have said, started slowly in 2 of his 3 fights here. Is it possible he's losing something, knowing he could lose something and still be the best?
Well, he certainly could still be the best, but all the Cubans, if you notice, have pretty much come out with a paced attitude. They've come out in that first round, save for Romero, who gets to work right away, but most of them come out with a very paced attitude. They take their time, and then they start to pick it up. Round 2, round 3, they're just constantly shifting gears as the minutes pass in the fight. So, I mean, I don't expect to see anything different from Savon. As a matter of fact, he's probably starting out stronger now than he started in any of his previous bouts.
He's built up a 3-point lead as we approach the final minute of round number 1. I remember asking Wayne Gordon at the qualifying tournament in Halifax in April, do you think David can win a medal? And he said, sure, as long as he does not draw Felix Savon in his first fight. That part of the draw has worked for Defiagbon, because he hasn't had to take on Savon until the final. But let's be clear on one thing. Defiagbon still had a very tough draw. The bout with Mendy of France, world number 2, ended controversially. He goes to work on Defiagbon on the ropes, now leading 5-0. And Nate Jones of the USA, Defiagbon's semifinal opponent, had no quit in him.
And David hasn't made any kind of offensive threat in the first round to try to gain Savon's respect. And Savon just coming right at him and throwing hard shots early. Only David's defensive skills have prevented him from getting hurt, but he's going to have to open up, and he's going to have to do it in the first round and get Savon's attention.
And Defiagbon's defense has not been bad, but still Savon has penetrated it for 6 scoring shots.
And they've been hard blows, too.
Defiagbon has fought with poise here, aside from the 5 minutes spent writhing on the canvas after the low blow from Mendy.
Savon, look, now he's making noises when he's throwing those punches. He is throwing them with what we call bad intentions. He would like to get this out of there early. This is the fastest we've seen him come out to a start. And you want to know something? He's still got some more left in the reserve tank.
Well, Defiagbon looked like he got through with a left to end the round, but Felix Savon is in control after 1 round of boxing. And Coach Amber, you said it would not be good for Defiagbon were he trailing after 1.
You can't try to come back against such a great fighter like Felix Savon, who carries that devastating knockout power. David needed to assert himself and get Savon's respect. Instead, what happened? Savon came out and imposed himself and kept David on the defensive, and now has gained confidence. Not that he needed any more than he already had, but he certainly has more of it now.
By the way, they gave Defiagbon a choice. They said he could go into the ring with Felix Savon, or he could be locked up for half an hour with Russ Amber, and apparently he's taken the easy way out.
Yeah, but that's because he's got a bigger prize going in with Savon. The stakes were higher. Savon has had the fastest start we've seen, Scott. He's had the fastest start we've seen. He's come out strong.
All right, we're set for the start of the second round of this heavyweight bout. And let's get a quick cycling update now from Ken Daniels. Ken?
Thank you, Scott. Clara Hughes is coming up toward the finish line right now. Zabarova has the fastest time at 36:40. She is in there quickest. So Clara Hughes, as Kathy Watt sits in second place, Clara Hughes comes across at 37-13. So right now, Clara Hughes in second position and with a chance at a silver medal, but we still must wait to see what Jeannie Longo does.
This is the one racer here, Jeannie Longo, that could bump her and put her into the bronze medal position here.
Let's go back to you, Scott, right now.
All right, Ken, second round underway, almost a minute into it, as Felix Savon of Cuba now brings up another scoring shot. 7-0 for him over Canada's David Defiagbon. It's Defiagbon in the red, Savon in the blue. And I'm certain, Russ, that Wayne Gordon told Defiagbon between rounds that he's got to mount an offense.
Yeah, he's not holding his ground enough. He's letting Savon move him around the ring. There he's starting to stand a little bit more. That's what he needs to do. Let that right hand go. But you see, once you got Savon holding a 7-0 lead, even if David does hold the ground and decide, okay, Felix, let's punch a little bit, Felix doesn't have to. He's in the lead. He just steps back and waits.
Wayne Gordon says Defiagbon has followed every fight plan to perfection, but rarely can a fighter follow a plan against Savon.
Especially when you're trailing, you know, that makes it almost impossible, because even if you do want to go out there and punch it out a little bit with him, he doesn't have to punch it out with you. He's sitting on a lead.
The ninth scoring blow came on a right. Now we're halfway through round number 2.
And he's pitching a shutout.
And we've just been told that Clara Hughes has dropped to a bronze medal in the road race.
And the right hand brings up another point and a standing 8 count. David didn't look hurt, but he got caught, and he's getting caught with 2